Hell yeah, bro. You know it's good. You know it's good. Yeah. Fuck this shit. Yeah. Hey, hey.
Drop by anytime I'm feeling low. And I miss you. And I like when you realize something's wrong. I got issues, but I wish you the best and so much more. I don't miss you.
So the first thing I want to ask you is a burning question for me.
A burning question?
Burning question.
Wait, you don't want to do introductions or anything?
No, we don't need introductions.
No introductions?
That's what we have captions for.
All right, that's good. Well, sounds good.
We all know who you are.
Yeah, we do.
We all know your latest work.
Thank you.
And that's where my first question comes into play. A thing or two about breathing. Like, what's the meaning behind that title?
See, it has a few different meanings, but for me, when I made this, when I started working on it a little over a year ago, I was kind of going through a rougher period in my life, mental health wise, that forced me to really examine, my mind, my psyche, and our most direct connection to that is our breath. And as that concept was sort of introduced to me, started getting into yoga and meditation and things of that nature, and I kind of just vomited out this tape, whatever you want to call it.
So you vomited out the body of work.
Yeah, that's kind of what I call it.
But
vomiting out.
But you feel as though it's cathartic. I think it's about breathing, catching your breath, pacing yourself.
Yeah.
Is all about the therapy of dealing with any issues. So the mental health issues
that's just my personal issue,
It's your personal issue.
Dealing with issues.
So what were some other working titles?
There were no other working titles.
Just organic.
Yeah, totally.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think one of the more stunning nuances of the 11 tracks is that it's such a diversity of different styles. Mm-hmm. Is that something that's new in this body of work, or is that something that you like to bring to any and everything that you do that's a collection?
That's something that I for sure like to bring to anything that I do. Diversity is important in all mediums, in all bodies, in all aspects. And I think because I tend to consume a lot of different types of music, different types of sound,
mm-hmm.
I tend to sort of spew out or produce a lot of different types of different types of sound.
So you don't have that issue like a lot of musicians do, that when they are kind of like swimming in like a particular artist who they're listening to at the time, they kind of hate that because they're jinxed by sounding like them when they come to work. Basically,
yeah,
you can kind of coexist with who you're listening to at the time, and
yeah, totally. I mean, you can identify with all types of artists.
That's interesting.
If you really.
So like, who contemporary and past, who influences you?
Oh, contemporary and past. I would say past I'm most influenced by, production-wise, the work of the Beatles and George Martin was, revolutionary in how we produce audio and how we listen to audio. When
playing with the stereo sound,
just playing with shit.
Playing with, you hear Goat in the old Beatles record, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Weird Al write that. So the creative nature, the sort of fuck all nature, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also why I'm super attracted to the punk movement, especially like the punk movement in the '80s. Bands like X, Minor Threat, Black Flag.
Mm-hmm.
sort of stuff that was less about craft and more about transforming an emotion, or transmitting an emotion.
And that's the thing. I think if we would pin this against a genre wall, this is a hip hop album more than anything. And a lot of your influences are outside of traditional hip hop.
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
What's up with that?
How is that so?
Hip hop is, as a person of color in America, as a black human in the United States of America, hip hop it swims through my veins. When I hear it, it resonates with me. And that's why I like creating it. It's not the only form of music that I create. It's just the form of music that is most widely sort of consumed by people.
That's funny because that wasn't always so.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
That's a good question, and I didn't even prep this question. Speaking for your generation, what is your perception of hip hop?
I can't speak for my generation like that.
Well, speaking from a perspective
I can speak as
that's of your generation. Yeah.
What was the question?
What is your perception of hip hop as a force, as a genre?
Ooh. I want to answer that question with something like super general and just say like it's just like to me it's sound and sound is impactful, but I want to know what you think as someone from your generation, how you would answer that question, because then maybe I can more specifically.
Yeah. Well, I would say that we were flipping the interview.
Yeah. So.
No, this is good, man. I'm happy to answer that question.
Okay.
So as I said, went from being a fad or being thought to be nothing but a fad to becoming a popular sound, almost becoming pop music. Jay-Z, I believe, recently said that the only thing that stymied hip hop from becoming the number one art form in the world earlier was Nirvana. Because the grunge rock era slowed things down just a little bit. Because rock in the late 80s was so far removed from the aesthetic that rock was about to become such a commercial art form with glam rock, with hair rock, things of that nature. And Nirvana saved it so that it
brought it back down.
There you go. Yeah. So hip hop was really, really gaining momentum at that time. But it was a neck and neck race, and then by the late 90s it became, just $1 billion industry. So now I view hip hop as popular music. But there are so many different branches to hip hop.
See, that's what I would say.
Yeah. Did you know that would be the intro going in, because you said just hanging on to my present mind?
No, I didn't know that would be the intro going in.
Yeah, I thought that was a poignant lyric.
Thank you.
Was it just written on a whim, or was everything like carefully placed?
It was. I don't remember writing most of it, but I'm pretty sure it was written on a whim. Is what that sounds.
So a lot of your music is like.
Yeah. It comes out in one moment.
That's good.
And I sit down and I finish something. I try to, anyways. There's a lot of that just doesn't get finished, but
And then the next track, Snuffed Out. It's like a 180.
Yeah, totally.
It's a 180.
Yeah. Totally.
And it's like high energy. It's a lot of bass. A lot of bravado. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that another side of you?
I think that I just wanted to sort of foil the different sides, the different aspects of not only my human experience, but anybody's human experience. Some days you feel like you just want to sit in the hollow corners of your mind, and then the next day you feel like you can snuff all these niggas out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just.
It's one way of looking at it.
Some days it's not that I really want to appeal to the duality that is in anybody, but it's just that's sort of when I'm creating, that's what I tap into. I'm still thinking about that one question that you asked about
What's up?
why hip hop? Why am I creating hip hop? Why does that resonate with me?
Yeah. So I mean, you want to answer some more of that?
I don't know. I just keep thinking about it, and I really think it's because of the sonic quality, and really it is. I view hip hop more than anything as studio art.
Right.
Whereas when I'm, playing with a band or something,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really studio art.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, vibing with a band and creating a sound.
And the B-sides collection is more of an alternative rock sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
On Jade Sistress, am I saying that right?
Uh-huh.
The piano, man. That piano beat. That piano beat.
Uh-huh.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah. I made all the beats.
Did you sample?
I sampled something.
Uh-huh.
Could not tell you what I sampled.
Hey, so long as it's, the production was great throughout.
Uh-huh.
But what's your favorite style of production? Like, do you like the jazz, style?
See, it's all like a challenge to me. The goal is to just create the thing that sounds the best.
Mm-hmm.
And to get out whatever the hell I'm feeling in that given point in time. I would say that I have the most fun when I'm, making a trap banger or something.
Yeah. I can sense that. You're like, yeah.
But see, I hardly ever do it.
How hard is it?
It's not about fun,
Mm-hmm. You have to speak for your soul. Is that what you're saying? Like more than that?
Yeah. But what I appreciate about my boy Z6 is, that's his energy. He always wants to get in the studio and make something light and make something that hits hard, but
Right.
isn't all about all this heavy shit. That gets you. It's more of a distraction than anything.
Yeah.
And
You need that.
Yeah. That's so important.
That's what's up.
It's so important. Music is. It doesn't have to be this weird, this heavy ass thing. This,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be all that.
So making the lighter records is like a release. How hard is it to make a song like Rancid or something? How hard is it on you?
How hard is it to? It's hard. No, I would say that it's hard on me to make fun record, to make the.
So you
And then it's more of a release to make those heavier songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's next for Chiobi?
I stopped taking bass. I stopped majoring in bass, and I'm majoring in music production now.
Mm-hmm. Where are you?
Online at Berklee College of Music.
Okay.
They have a great program, and it's been super rewarding so far.
If you couldn't do music, not even behind the boards.
You're saying no music?
If you couldn't do music, or if you weren't doing music right now, what would you be? What would be your main focus?
Probably my inner landscape.
Your inner landscape.
Yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Buddhism for sure. It's something that's been very important to me in these last few years.
Well, I guess as we all kind of grow, our priorities and our interests shift.
That's true.
But I gotta say, this is a hot album, man.
Thanks.
So
Thank you.
I just want you to, continue to bless us with that for a little bit too, man.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you too about breathing. Chiobi, man, thanks for
I appreciate
coming through and talking.
Let 'em roll, pretty switch it up like I'm liminal. Anything they ask like a catapult. I'm a descendant to madness. Set you on fire, no matches. This being fuck with no badges. This machine heals anti-fascist. I got the butt in the back of the Benz. You can chill while I'm making amends. Wake up 12 hours later, top 10, wanted by the government.